I used to think my mom and I were really close because she told me everything, like things about her friends, her childhood, even fights she had with my dad, and she'd always end it with "we don't keep secrets from each other." Okay, so I grew up believing that meant trust, like I was special for being included. And when I was around 11 I started texting my friends a lot more, just normal stuff, complaining about school, talking about crushes, dumb jokes, nothing crazy. But one night I left my phone charging in the living room and went to sleep, and the next morning at breakfast my mom casually said, "So, who's Daniel?" And I swear my stomach dropped so fast it actually hurt, because I hadn't told her about him, not because it was serious but because it was mine, you know? And I tried to play it off like just a friend, but she started smiling in this weird way and quoting messages I had sent, word for word, like jokes I barely even remembered typing. And I just sat there frozen while she laughed and said, "You're so dramatic with your friends," like it was funny, like it was normal. And when I asked if she went through my phone she got offended immediately, like I had insulted her, and said, "I'm your mother. I don't go through your things, I just check on you," which somehow felt worse. And after that I started being more careful, deleting messages, changing my password, little things just to feel like I had some space again. But a week later she asked me why I changed my password and I didn't even realize she knew it in the first place. And that's when it clicked that this wasn't a one-time thing, it was constant, like she had been reading my messages for who knows how long. And I started noticing small things, like how she'd bring up topics I had only talked about with friends, or warn me about people I had just mentioned in private chats. And every time I questioned it she'd flip it back on me, saying I was becoming secretive, that I was changing, that good daughters don't hide things. And I started to feel guilty for wanting privacy, like I was doing something wrong just by having thoughts that weren't shared. So I stopped texting as much, stopped saying anything real. Everything became surface level, safe, boring, and my friends even noticed and asked if something was wrong, but I'd just say I was busy, because how do you even explain that you feel watched all the time without sounding dramatic? And the worst part is I started doing it to myself, like I'd type out a message and then imagine her reading it, judging it, laughing at it, and I'd delete it before sending, over and over again, until there was nothing left to say, and things stayed like that for years. Just this quiet tension where I knew and she knew but we never said it out loud. And then last month my phone broke so I had to use her old one for a few days, and it was already logged into her iCloud, so all her stuff was still there, and I wasn't even trying to snoop, I was just looking for a photo I took. But I opened her notes app by accident and there was this folder with my name on it, and I don't know why I tapped it. I think part of me already knew. But inside were pages and pages of copied text messages, my messages, going back years, like whole conversations saved and organized by date, with little comments she wrote under some of them. Things like "watch this friend" or "she's lying here" or "too emotional." And I just sat there scrolling, realizing she hadn't just been reading my messages, she'd been collecting them, analyzing them, like I was some kind of project. And when I confronted her she didn't even deny it, she just looked annoyed and said, "I was trying to understand you," like that made it okay, like turning my entire life into something she could monitor was love. And I didn't yell or cry or anything, I just said okay and went back to my room. And the weirdest part is I don't even feel angry anymore, just empty, like there's nothing left of me that actually belongs to me. Because even now, when I think about saying how I feel, I still picture her reading it someday, and I stop myself before the words even exist.